All right, welcome everybody to Monday, and get started. You might see my dog in the picture here. He's in the backyard. But yeah, there's his tail. All right, here we go. Oh, hello. I didn't mute everybody yet.
You ready?
Mommy.
Here we go. And a one, and a two, and a. Hello, everybody. So glad to see you. Hello, everybody. We're so glad to see you too. Hello to a waffle. So glad to see you. Hello to Pirate Calvin. We're so glad to see you too. Hello to Stinky Toilet. So glad to see you. Hello to Sophia. We're so glad to see you too. Hello to Penguin Eyes. So glad to see you. Hello to Cash. We're so glad to see you too. Hello to Strawberry Princess Eliza. So glad to see you. Hello to Luke Skywalker. So glad to see you too. Hello to Lewin. So glad to see you. Hello to Henry. We're so glad to see you too. Hello to Rainbow Unicorn with a rainbow mane. So glad to see you. Hello to Hikaru. We're so glad to see you too. Hello to who am I missing? Oh yeah. Hello to Elliot. So glad to see you. Hello to Abby. We're so glad to see you too. Hello to Izumi. So glad to see you. Hello to baby. Oh yeah, baby Noah. We're so glad to see you too. Hello, everybody. So glad to see you. Hello, everybody. We're so glad to see you. Ooh, it's hard for me to sing high like that. I don't know why I keep doing that, but I guess just because it's like challenging maybe to sing higher than lower. Also seems to sound better to me, even though my voice is high singing is usually sounds a little better. All right, welcome to my backyard. A sip of coffee. I got a couple different stories today, and I think I'm gonna start with the longer one first, because I just don't know how much. I would never know how much time these books take, and I don't want to run out at the end. So I'm gonna start with this one first, because it's so very long, and this is another one of these books that we have at school that I hardly ever read because they're so long. But for some reason, doing it on video seems like longer works okay. We're gonna try it out. It's called Rainbow Bridge. It's about tribe in California, Native American tribe called the Chumash tribe, and Chumash is like my favorite tribe because that's the one that lived where I was born. All right, here we go. The Rainbow Bridge, which is inspired by Chumash tales, so it's a very old story before there were books. And this one is retold by Audrey Wood, and paintings done by Robert Florchak. All right, here's how it goes. On the island of Lamu, I think that's how you say it, where the heavens touch the sea, Hutash, the earth goddess, walked alone. The birds and sea lions, flowers and trees, all were her friends, but still Hutash was not happy. The earth goddess longed to share her island home with people made in her own image, so she lived all by herself with the animals. There's no people yet, just she's the only one. Oh yeah, and these islands that they're talking about in this book are the Channel Islands, which are close to here. When the time was right, Hutash climbed the highest mountain on Lamu and gathered seeds from the sacred plant. Casting the seeds before her, she spoke, "As there are seeds scattered upon the earth, so shall there be people. The seeds took root within fertile soil and grew into plants. But when they opened, instead of flowering, like making new flowers, people, male and female, young and old, stepped forth. This was the beginning of the Shumash tribe. And it looks like she's planting poppy seeds. I guess that's a sacred plant. I didn't know about that. But that's what those flowers are, poppy flowers. The earth goddess was pleased with the people. They were like her children, and she loved them. That night, Hutash raised her arms and called to her husband, the Milky Way, and she said, "Great wise sky snake, behold the Shumash people, who are beautiful and strong of limb." Hearing her call, Sky Snake wrapped himself in a cloak of light and came down from his place in the heavens. He moved among the sleeping Shumash and looked into their faces. Sky Snake's heart went out to the people, and he loved them as if they were his own children. So the Milky Way is a snake in their story. There's a snake coming out of the sky, out of the stars. "It's true," he said. "The Shumash are beautiful and strong. But see how they sleep on the cold ground and have no warm food to eat." The Sky Snake returned to his home in the heavens and made a gift for the people. Opening his mouth, he stuck out his tongue and sent a lightning bolt down to Lemu. Where the lightning struck, a fire started burning. So he made lightning. Little fire starts in the bushes. Awakening from their cold sleep, the Shumash gathered joyfully around the fire. So they found the fire from the lightning. And they danced and sang many praises. In the moons that followed, they learned how to keep the fire burning so that no one was cold at night. And they learned how to cook their food on the glowing embers. So now they have fire and they can stay warm. Kind of like fire race a little bit, huh? Now the Shumash grew in numbers until the village became busy and crowded. But once again, Hutash was not happy. Oh, she's not happy. Too many children trampled flowers and frightened animals away. Too many mothers cooked on fires and sang to their infants. And too many fathers chanted and danced into the night. They're saying there's too many people now, all of a sudden. The earth goddess could not sleep. She couldn't get any sleep. Her eyes were red and swollen. Her head throbbed from so much noise. Something had to be done. Hutash entered the village to talk to the Shumash people, but one after another they would not listen. Uh-oh. Everyone was too loud and busy. "Aye," the goddess cried, "what am I to do?" So she tries to tell them, "Hey, you guys are too loud and it's scaring the animals," and they won't listen to her, which is not cool, right? You got to listen to Mother Earth. In the shade of a hut, a boy and a girl were quietly weaving baskets. The two friends recognized the goddess and saw that she was weary, so they invited her inside. The girl offered the goddess a bowl of acorn porridge, and the boy filled a seashell with spring water and set it before her. Hutash tasted the porridge, then spoke. "Tell the people that Lemu has grown crowded. In 3 days, half of you must leave and go to the land across the water. The other half may stay on the island." So she's saying, too many people, we got to move some of the people to a new village. Although he was frightened, the boy spoke up. "How can our people cross the ocean? The other land is far away, they will drown." Hutash finished her porridge, drank the spring water, then wiped her lips. "Tell the people that in 3 days I will build them a bridge," she said. "Those who have chosen to leave will cross over the water on my bridge." Without looking back, the goddess left the hut and climbed the highest mountain on Lemu. When the boy and the girl showed their people the bowl Hutash had eaten from and the seashell from which she had quenched her thirst, the Shumash listened. That day they held a great council and decided who should go to the new land and who should remain on Lemu. So they believed their story and they're like, okay, we got to do something, the earth goddess was telling us. In 3 days, the village awakened to a wondrous sight. A rainbow bridge stretched from the highest mountain on Lemu to the highest mountain on the land across the water. So there's a bridge made out of a rainbow. I don't know how you walk on a rainbow exactly, but there's a bridge. Uh-oh, someone. Sorry, Henry, I didn't see that. Soon families began to gather at the bridge. The girl's family was the first in line. The boy's family followed behind. When it came time to cross over, some of the Shumash were afraid. So Hutash gave them her blessing. Go forth and fill the world with many children, she said. With her blessing on their ears, the people began their journey across the rainbow. They started walking on a rainbow. There they are getting ready to, they got like packages and stuff. Halfway over, the boy grew curious. He said, how can people walk through the sky on such a bridge? You know, like on a rainbow. He wondered. Looking down through the rainbow at the rolling waves and the swirling fog, the boy got dizzy. Although he tried to walk straight, he lost his balance and he tumbled off the rainbow bridge. As he fell, he called out to the girl for help, but she did not hear him. The boy was not alone, though. Some of the other Shumesh also had looked down, and they got, lost their balance, and they were falling into the sea. Oh man, they're falling off the bridge. Oh, into the water, which is in where we live, Pacific Ocean. Very cold out there. On the island of Lamu, the earth goddess heard their cries and saw that they were drowning. Hutash loved the people and could not bear to lose a single one. With a wave of her hand, the goddess swept away the fog and calmed the sea. Then she spoke, as there are people who walk upon the land, so shall there be people who swim in the ocean. With that, Hutash turned the drowning Shumesh into dolphins, and they were saved. So the people that fell off the bridge got changed into dolphins, so they would not drown. And there's some dolphins right there. It's hard to see them, very small. As the last person stepped off the bridge onto the new land, the earth goddess pursed her lips and blew into the sky. The rainbow bridge disappeared. Hutash looked about her and was pleased. Peace and happiness had returned to the island of Lamu. But all was not well on the new land. At the foot of the bridge, the girl waited in vain for her friend, that boy that fell off. When the rainbow bridge disappeared, she knew he had fallen into the ocean, and she feared that he was drowning. Bitter tears fell from the girl's eyes as she ran down the mountain, across the beach, and dove into the sea. She called out to her friend, hoping he would hear, but the boy was nowhere in sight. Then, from all different sides, rising out of the waves, dolphins, male and female, young and old, surrounded the swimming girl. Jumping into the air, the dolphins called to each other in their whistling voices. I don't know how you make a dolphin voice with the talking dolphin. One young dolphin boldly swam closer than all the rest. The girl looked into its dark eyes, and she was not afraid. She encircled his neck with her arms. Her sadness had disappeared, for the girl understood then what the Chumash understand to this day. The dolphins of the sea are brothers and sisters of their tribe. And that is the end. Oh, I like that book. I like old stories like that. All right. That didn't take that long as I thought it would take. What time is it? Oh, yeah, it didn't take that long at all. Ooh, I might have time for 3 stories today. Maybe the next one I'll do is this one, The Nutty Nut Chase. All right. Let's see here. Excuse me. The Nutty Nut Chase is written by Catherine White. Drawings done by Vanessa Caban. I think that's how you say her name. All right. Oh, it starts right off with some action. Usually the start of a story sort of just introduces the characters, but this one starts right off. It says, wait a minute. Nope, didn't skip the page. Hickory was making rude faces at Pecan when the strangest thing happened. So I guess this is Hickory. This is Pecan. I think they're squirrels. And up, pop, it says right here. And there's a nut, it looks like, popping out of the ground. See it? Pop. A shiny brown nut suddenly burst up from the ground. It wobbled and shook, and it wibbled and quivered. Then it lay there, teasingly delicious. So it popped up, and it kind of moved around a little bit, and then it stopped. And it looks yummy to them, I suppose. Wow, lunch, Pecan shouted. Wow, lunch and dinner, Hickory screeched. It's my nut, said Pecan. No, it's mine, snapped Hickory. So they both want to eat it. Everybody knows squirrels love nuts, and they both want it, but they don't want to share it, I guess. And over here, I think that's a badger. Who's making that noise? Shouted Badger. I'm trying to sleep. All the animals came out to see what was happening. Those bears are coming out of his room, and the little mouse coming out of her little door there. My nut, Pecan shouted. It's mine, yelled Hickory. I saw it first. Did not, did so. Box his ears. Uh-oh. Someone shout us the littlest rabbit said hit him in the ears. That's not a good idea. Certainly not. Boxing ears doesn't solve problems, said Badger firmly. He said, we're not going to do that. Oh, said Littlest Rabbit, disappointed. Then bop his nose. And Badger says, no boxing or bopping, said Badger. There'll be a competition. And the winner will get the nut. So they're going to have like a competition is like it's kind of like a race sometimes. I think in this one it is a race. But it can be different competitions, like see who's strongest, who can jump the highest, something like that. And he says the winner of the race or whatever is going to get the nut. I know, said Hedgehog. The prickliest one wins the nuts. He's prickliest. But you're the prickliest, said Pecan and Hickory. So I am, said Hedgehog, delighted. I win. I get the nut. Cuddliest gets the nut, said Little Rabbit. I win. Enough, said Badger. We will have a race. The first to reach the post wins. Hooray, a race, everyone cheered. Let's see. Blackbird whistled the start of the race. They were off. Pecan and Hickory shot ahead. They're in the lead there. Can you guys see? Oh, yeah. Okay. But the rabbits were close behind. Hedgehog tried to run, but only managed to waddle, not so fast. In a huff, he curled himself up into a ball and rolled full speed down the slope like a ball, downhill, fast. Littlest Rabbit looked back to see a prickly ball spinning towards him. Look out, she said. But it was too late because Hedgehog crashed through the racers like a cannonball, and everyone landed in a prickly heap. Oh dear, tutted Badger. We'll have to start again, and prickly cannonballs are not allowed. Hedgehog snorted and sulked off. He's like, I'm not going to race then because I'm not very fast. Blackbird whistled again, and they were off again. Pecan and Hickory were neck and neck. That means right close by each other. My nut, shouted Pecan triumphantly. I win. No, shouted Hickory. It's mine. I'm going to win. Suddenly, oh, wait. What happened to the race, though? Oh, whatever. Suddenly, the nut began to move. It twitched. And, oh, I guess. I see. They ended this race neck and neck. It was like a tie. I'm sorry, I keep coming out of the picture, don't I? It was a tie. So they don't know who won because it was like even, so there was no winner. Suddenly the nut began to move. It twitched and it jerked and it joggled and jiggled until plop, it disappeared down under the ground. It went back down the hole. It's a magic nut, shouted Littlest Rabbit. Nutty magic, squealed Hedgehog, racing back to see. I bet it would have tasted like magic too, said the shrew. I think that's this little guy's a shrew. Pop! The nut sprang up right in front of Shrew. Wait, where is it? Oh, they don't show it, but like there's a bunch of different holes now. I guess it's popping up in different places. Grab it quick, shouted Littlest Rabbit. All the animals shot across the grass, rolling and shrieking, jumping and hopping, banging and bopping into each other. I've got it, shouted Hedgehog, but then the nut vanished again. That's my nose, Shrew squealed. Oh man, they can't get the nut. It keeps moving around and they're just running into all the different holes. Shh, the Badger said suddenly. Look, he pointed at the magic nut that had appeared at his feet. Everyone tiptoed up to it. The nut shook and quivered. The animals looked in amazement. Help! Squealed the nut. Ah! Shrieked Littlest Rabbit. It's a talking nut. You're a talking nut, said Pecan. Nuts don't talk. So that it's saying, help! The nut is talking. What? Pecan and Hickory bent down and pulled and tugged and yanked and wrenched the nut with all their might. Then, pop! Out flew the nutshell, sending Pecan and Hickory rolling backwards, and there, where the nut had been, was The mole, their friend Mole, he was stuck in the nut, I think. So I move around so much. The mole shook himself and stood up on his two tiny legs. Thanks, he said. I thought I would be stuck in that nut shell forever. Littlest rabbit put the empty shell on his head. It makes a great hat, he giggled. He put it on. Funny. That looked like the tastiest nut ever, groaned Pecan and Haggerty. There's plenty more where that came from, chirped Mole, and he disappeared under the ground. He has more nuts, which is awesome. Suddenly, shiny nuts began popping up all over the place. There's enough for everyone, Mole chuckled, and he just poosh, poosh, popping out nuts. Magic, shouted Hickory. Magic, shouted Pecan. Nutty magic, everyone shouted, and they all munched with delight. They all got a nut. They're so excited. Oh, and that is the end. Yay. What do you think about that, Sammy? Sammy's sitting with me today. I don't know why. He doesn't usually do that. All right, I have more time. I think I have time for another story. Guys, I'm just on fire today. Books are not taking as long as I thought. Oh, also, I should show you guys our pet chicken. My family, my kids, and my wife got new baby chicks the other day. I can see them now. Let me see. I'm going to try to show you guys real quick. See the little baby chicks, guys? Uh-oh. No, they're not for you, Sammy. No chasing. You see them? They're kind of funny. They have funny, weird, puffy feathers. They're hiding now. Oh, well. Maybe, hopefully you guys saw some of them. All right, back to the story. All right, here we go. Here's the last one I have for today. It's called Did I Ever Tell You How Lucky You Are? It's a Dr. Seuss book. And there's a guy sitting on a cactus that looks very uncomfortable. Oh, Henry's came out again. Okay. All right. And of course, I'm pretty sure everybody knows who wrote this book, right? Did I Ever Tell You How Lucky You Are? Written by Dr. Seuss. All right, here we go. When I was quite young and quite small for my size, I met an old man in the desert of Dries. And he sang me a song I'll never forget. At least, well, I haven't forgotten it yet. He sat in a terribly prickly place, but he sang with a sunny, sweet smile on his face. When you think things are bad, I should sing it, huh? When you think things are bad and you feel sour and blue, when you start to get mad, you should do what I do. Just tell, I'm going to have to read it. I can't sing the whole thing. I'm not a very good singer. Just tell yourself, Ducky, you're really quite lucky. Some people are much more, oh, ever so much more, oh, muchly, much, much more unlucky than you. So this is a true story. No matter how bad things are, when like you're crying, things are horrible, if you really think about it hard, there's probably someone else that's even got a worse problem. Like, I don't know, really bad things. We're going to find out right now. Be glad you don't work on the Bungle Bung Bridge that they're building across Boober Bay at Bum Ridge. It's a troublesome world. All the people who are in it are troubled with troubles almost every minute. You ought to be thankful, a whole heaping lot, for the places and people you're lucky you're not. So they're building a bridge. Oh, running out of time. I have 10 minutes. Okay, I gotta hurry up, guys. I don't know why that looks so bad. They're just building a bridge, but I guess they're going to explain it to us. Oh, and someone else. Just suppose, for example, you lived in Gazate and got caught in that traffic on Zate Highway 8. Ooh, that's a lot of traffic, right? That's pretty crowded. That's a lot of animals and stuff. Or suppose, just for instance, you lived in Gazaire with your bedroom up here and your bathroom down there. Oh man, that'd be harsh. But where's down there? No way. It looks like someone's bedroom's up here. The light's on. But they're saying the bathroom's all the way over there? What? That would be horrible. That's a long walk, right? To go pee-pee or poo-poo. Long walk. Just suppose, you were poor Herbert Hart, who has taken his thromdimbulator apart. He never will get it together, I'm sure. He never will know if the git or the gore fits into the scrux or the snuts or the snore. Yes, Ducky, you're lucky. You're not Herbert Hart, who has taken his thromdimbulator apart. Oh dear, look at all those pieces. That's a lot of pieces, whatever that machine used to do. Think that they work you too hard? Think of poor old Ali Sard. He has to mow grass in his uncle's backyard, and it's quick growing grass, and it grows as he mows it. What? The faster he mows it, the faster he grows it. And all that his stingy old uncle will pay for his shoving that mower around in that hay is the piffless pay of 2 duklas a day, and Ali can't live on such piffless pay. So, look, he's mowing. That's a lot of grass, right? He's mowing, mowing, mowing. But they're saying the more you mow it, the faster it grows, which is a bummer. So, because that's not enough pay for his job, he needs more money. He has to paint flagpoles on Sundays in grooves. How lucky you are that you don't live in his shoes. So he works very hard, this guy. He's a hard worker. And poor Mr. Bix, every morning at 6, poor Mr. Bix has his Borfin to fix. It doesn't seem fair, it doesn't seem right, but his Borfin just seems to go schlump every night. It slumps in a heap, sadly needing repair. Bix figures it's due to the local night air. It takes them all day to unschlump it, and then the night air comes back and it schlumps once again. So don't you feel blue, don't get down in the dumps. You're lucky you don't have a Borfin that schlumps. Oh, look, it's very schlumpy. It's like, bleh. Am I getting this in I'm always unsure if you guys can see this picture as well. And while we're at it, consider the schlots. The crupplehorn, web-footed, green-bearded schlots, whose tail is entailed with unsolvable knots. He isn't muchly more worse off than you. I'll eat mom. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not reading good today. If he isn't muchly more worse off than you, I'll eat my umbrella. That's just what I'll do. Oh, so he's got a tail with knots that won't come out. Ever. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this book today, guys. Ugh. I'm going to keep going, though. And you're lucky indeed if you don't ride on a camel. To ride on a camel, you have to sit on a whammel. A whammel, you know, is a sort of saddle, held on by a button that's known as a faddle. Oh, boy. If your old whammo faddle gets loose, I'm telling you, Ducky, you're gone like a goose. Oh, yeah, I see. There's the button, right? And it's holding on the belt that goes around the camel. And this guy's button just popped off. He's going to fall on the bridge. And poor Mr. Potter, T-crosser and I-dotter. He has to cross T's and he has to dot I's in an I and T factory out in Van Nuys. Van Nuys, I know that place. Oh, look, all he does is do the T's and the I's. That's all he does. And the big rolls of paper. Oh, the jobs people work at. Out west near Hotch Hotch, there's a Hotch Hotcher bee watcher. His job is to watch. And is to keep both his eyes on the lazy town bee. A bee that is watched will work harder, you see. Well, he watched and he watched, but in spite of his watch, that bee didn't work any harder. Not much. So then somebody said, our old bee watching man just isn't bee watching as hard as he can. He ought to be watched by another Hotch Hotcher. The thing that we need is a bee watcher watcher. Well, here's the bee watcher guy. Whoa. ... The bee watcher watched the bee watcher, and he didn't watch so well. So another Hotch Hotcher had come in as a watcher. And today all the Hotchers live in Hotch Hotch are watching on watching the watcher who's watching that bee. You're not a Hotch watcher. You're lucky, you see. Whole town's watching the guy, watching the bee, watching the guys. And how fortunate you're not Professor Debris, who has spent the past 32 years, if you please, trying to teach Irish ducks how to read Javanese. Whew. Okay, I don't know how you teach a duck how to read. That looks hard. Oh, I'm not going to finish this book, guys. I'm going to have to stop in the middle somewhere because I want to sing the goodbye song today. Oh, I got to stop right now. And think of the poor, puffing flugelhorn players who have to parade down the flugelhorn stairs every morning to wake up Prince of Pooboken. It's awful how often their pugils get broken. Wow. They got long unicycles there. All right, guys, I'm going to stop there. I think I can finish it tomorrow or another day because I would like to do the goodbye song for all you all. Got a lot of people that came today. I want to make sure I say goodbye to you properly. And Sammy's going to do it with me, I guess. Right, Sammy? You going to sing with me, boy? Are you going to sing with me, puppy? All right, here we go. All right. Well, goodbye, Shay. Goodbye, Shay. Goodbye, Shay. We'll see you real soon. Goodbye, Calvin. Goodbye, Calvin. Goodbye, Calvin. We'll see you real soon. Goodbye, Isabella. Goodbye, Isabella. Goodbye, Isabella. We'll see you real soon. Goodbye, Sophia. Goodbye, Sophia. Goodbye, Sophia. We'll see you real soon. Goodbye, Lucy. Goodbye, Lucy. Goodbye, Lucy. We'll see you real soon. Goodbye, Cash. Goodbye, Cash. Goodbye, Cash. We'll see you real soon. Goodbye, Franny. Goodbye, Franny. Goodbye, Franny. We'll see you real soon. Oh, no, I'm running out of time. Gotta go faster. Goodbye, Shy. Goodbye, Shy. Goodbye, Shy. We'll see you real soon. Goodbye, Louie. Goodbye, Louie. Goodbye, Louie. We'll see you real soon. Goodbye, Henry. Goodbye, Henry. Goodbye, Henry. We'll see you real soon. Goodbye, Josie. Goodbye, Josie. Goodbye, Josie. We'll see you real soon. Goodbye, Hikaru. Goodbye, Hikaru. Goodbye, Hikaru. We'll see you real soon. Goodbye, Elliot. Goodbye, Elliot. Goodbye, Elliot. We'll see you real soon. Goodbye, Abby. Goodbye, Abby. Goodbye, Abby. We'll see you real soon. Goodbye, Izumi. Goodbye, Izumi. Goodbye, Izumi. We'll see you real soon. Goodbye, baby Noah. Goodbye, baby Noah. Goodbye, baby Noah. See you real soon. All right, I made it. Yay. Bye, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming. I love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Kisses. Sammy says bye, too. Bye, Sammy. See you later. Bye.
Hi, Sammy.
Bye, guys.